Hi Libra, how are you doing? So if you're new here, I'm a tarot reader that uses influences from psychology and philosophy, but also spirituality and astrology. This is just a general reading, so if it doesn't resonate, that's totally fine. Maybe watch a video that does, or it's just a general reading, but also maybe watch your rising sign because I find that's quite accurate too. So let's get some messages for the 15th to the 21st. Oh, we got one straight away. The Hermit in reverse. The Priestess. You're going to be forced to look at your intuition. King of Wands, Nine of Swords. Too many then. Time for two, please. Oh. And then we had Strength. Okay. Cool. Okay, let's have a look. Embracing your academic side, Libras. Embracing your academic side with this Priestess. Learning new languages, taking a course, exploring your spiritual self, listening to your intuition. I get a real academia vibe here as well for you Libras that are academics. King of Wands, a fatherly energy that's super kind and nice. Let me just put all this together. Yeah, the Hermit in reverse with the Priestess, it kind of gives me an idea of like you've not been listening to your intuition about somebody in your life that's kind of kind and warm. This could also be like, I'm not listening to a father figure that really knows his stuff. But also I think for some of you, this is like listening to a mentor. You've been avoiding advice from somebody for whatever reason it is. Also, this could be like, you're not being super kind to yourself. You've been sort of turning a blind eye to all the things that would make you feel better because you're like lamenting in sadness or whatever, or you get caught in a slog. But for this in particular, I really see like a moment of reflection, of intuition, of embracing your studious side, embracing your intuitive academic side. Definitely. And also kind of stepping up to the plate as well, because King of Wands is quite of a leadership kind of role. So it's like showing up as your best self, which I keep saying for all these signs this week, but it really is coming through, like showing up as your best self and having the kind of strength to do that as well. We have got kind of three different cards here. Queen of Swords as well is kind of what I was saying there. It's like being quite sharp and on the ball, again, kind of like academic, really doing your work when you can. Kind of lonely though. It's like I might have to shut myself off a little bit from people to be able to get work done, but needs must type of thing. But also with this Nine of Swords as well, something has happened in the past where it's kind of caused you pain and you're having to try and conquer that now. You're having to have the strength for that. And your intuition is telling you, you need to kind of deal with this now, because if you don't, it's going to get too much. It's going to overwhelm you and get ahead of you. Okay, so my camera cut off, so I can't even remember where I was finishing off with. But I was talking a little bit about Queen of Swords, Nine of Swords, and Strength. And Queen of Swords is kind of like very high expectations of yourself and others. Very critical. And I think also it's a little bit of an opposite kind of view with King of Wands and Queen of Swords here. King of Wands is very visionary, it's kind of like not necessarily being lazy, but you're pushing a lot of stuff onto other people. So it's kind of like, I am the one that creates the idea and then other people do it for me. So you inspire other people. So I think you're going to be inspiring people, inspiring yourself, but you can be very self-critical. That can be quite an issue, really. I think there's an element of that criticism coming through in the way that you do things like spending money. I think before, like, you may have a tendency to like spend a lot of money to try and cover up like pain. When you like online shop and there's like a hit of dopamine that you get when you like buy something. It kind of reminds me of that. And I think you're kind of like trying to get over bad habits as well. Like the strength to be able to not be so critical, the strength to kind of be more accepting, even not be so blunt. Exploring how you can stop being so compulsive with certain things. I just get like such a, like the word compulsion just comes up a lot for this. I have no idea why, it just does. And I kind of get that energy here, and the strength to kind of overcome like power of will, you know what I mean? This is such a mess, but like I just get an idea of like you need to have some strong will, right, to try and get over a problem. For those of you that are interested in love, let's analyze love. This is like intuitively knowing when someone is right for you, and then also trying to not accept crumbs from somebody. You know, again, like I said, Queen of Swords, quite high expectations and critical. You know, you've been hurt in the past by people that you have maybe just accepted whoever, and then it's kind of like you are just awful, you know, and so you're a bit more critical about that person now. And then of course we've got strength as well, the strength to kind of work through your issues, and also in particular to know what is best for you and not kind of repeat a cycle. So I'm going to get 2 more cards because I feel like there's more to be said here. Woo! Ace of Swords, fab. And then King of Swords. Okay, King of Wands with King of Swords, King and Queen of Swords. Matching, matching. Okay, let's look at these two. Both of these cards are so focused and disciplined. Again, I just see total focus on taking a new class, learning a new language, embracing your studious academic side, learning a lesson. Okay, learning a lesson with that priestess. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yeah, Ace of Swords is the start of something new. It's super determined. If you notice, there's actually 2 people kind of wanting to do something together. So if those of you are interested in love, this is like you want to start something new with somebody that it feels mutual. It doesn't feel like it's painful. It feels like you can actually move towards it. But of course, this is actually more focused on projects and career and, you know, other areas of your life. And that is just focused and disciplined and ready to grab the sword and go for it, really. It's just a super exciting card. King of Swords, of course, is like, again, swords energy. We've got a lot of air energy here, Libra. It makes a lot of sense. This, again, is quite disciplined energy. This is a kind of serious, stoic kind of person. You know, this links so much to Queen of Swords. Again, quite high critical, disciplined, sharp, witty. You know, this could be 2 people together. Like, this could be parents that have very high standards of you. You know, parents that push a kind of side for you. You know, if you're sort of like studying at the moment, like people that parents, teachers that try and push you to be so academically gifted, and you're like, that's just putting a strain on me. It's hurting me a little bit, you know. There are so many interpretations to these cards, guys, but I'm just going for what I see with, you know, this and astrological placements. I really see that this is more about embracing that disciplined, studious side of you that garners a lot of motivation, that makes you feel like you're showing up as your best self, you know. These 2 is like, yes, serious, showing up as my best self, and really committing to it. But also this is like good energy. We've got rainbow, so it's like this is actually kind of nice energy. But putting this together with Ace of Swords, we have a lot of let's go for it air energy coming through here. So Libra, I think that was kind of slightly confusing reading, I'm sure, especially because my camera cut off, so I'm probably like repeating myself. But overall, I see that you are going to be trying to avoid bad habits, compulsive spending, maybe even binge eating. I know that's a completely different disorder in its own. You can't just quit it in a day. But, you know, trying to stop bad habits and catch them where you can. You know, starting off small. It doesn't have to be like, oh my God, I'm cutting it all out. But starting off small. Embracing your academic side, you know, going to a class, a cooking class, a language class, exploring your spiritual self, especially because of the Hermit in reverse. And basically just sort of like getting motivated and serious about yourself, you know? Just being like, yeah, I'm getting serious now. So that was all over the place, Libra. Oh my goodness. But I hope that it resonates with some of you and you're able to kind of like work through the jumble of mess I just said. Please do come back for the reading next week, which will hopefully be a little bit more clear, should we say. And I hope you have a good week. Bye, guys.